Hi Noteboard Gamers and welcome back to Noteboard Gaming. I'm your host, I'm Mark. Now, as you can see in front of me, I've got my all-in pledge for one of my favourite game series of all time. It is, of course, the third game in Awaken Realms Nemesis series. That is Nemesis Retaliation, designed by Adam Kopinski. Look, if you've been following the channel from the beginning, and if you haven't, then you'll know that Nemesis is one of my all-time favourite games. Absolutely love the game. I've met Adam a few times since I first played Nemesis as well. Then, of course, a few years ago, Nemesis Lockdown came out, and while absolutely it's mechanically a better game than OG Nemesis, I still prefer OG Nemesis to it. However, Nemesis Retaliation came out, and of course I had to then go and complete my collection of my Nemesis games. Now, I have played this. I managed to get a prototype of Nemesis Retaliation kind of version 2.0 a few months ago. There's a video on the channel, so go and check it out. So I had played it, but not in this form. It was very much a prototype form that was played. So of course, when this came, I backed it all, and it arrived yesterday, and it's been sat in this big box yesterday. It was my youngest daughter's 19th birthday yesterday, so nothing other than birthday shenanigans happened last night, of course. However, it's Friday night in the UK, the family's gone to bed. I've been waiting to do this, and I'm going to show you everything you get inside the kind of all-in pledge for Nemesis Retaliation, designed by Adam Kopinski and brought to us by Awaken Realms. As I say, you know, when I backed this, it was an insta-back for me. One of those things, insta-back. Obviously backed it before I'd even played the prototype, knew anything about it, because it's Nemesis and it's Adam Kopinski, it's an insta-back. So you can see the size of the box. It's not a small box. I don't know how many boxes are in here. I'm one of those people that backs things on Kickstarter, or GameFound, as obviously it is in Awaken Realms sense, on any crowdfunding. I back them, and I tend to forget about them. So, you know, when you get your updates and all your stretch goals, etc., I'm like, I don't know, no idea. So when they come through, it's almost like a surprise that kind of past me is gifted to future me. So I'm really looking forward to this. So without much further ado, I'll drop you down to the table and I'll show you everything that you get inside kind of the all-in pledge for Nemesis Retaliation, designed by Adam Kopinski and brought to you by Awaken Realms. This is so exciting. Okay, I kid you not, I've had to put my tripod right up to the top of its settings. I've gotten the camera pulled back from the table just so I could open and show you kind of exactly what you get inside this huge box for Nemesis Retaliation. So, you've seen this for the first time along with me, so let's have a look at exactly what is inside the box. Then we shall take a look at the individual components. I'm having to walk around the tripod to get to the other side of the table so I can open the entire box. This is ridiculous. When this came, obviously my wife was like, what the hell have you been sent now? I was like, nope, not been sent anything. This is literally a game I did back. She understands my love of Nemesis, my love of the Alien franchise, etc. And, you know, how much I appreciate Adam Kopinski's games. So, holy moly, sweet mother. Jeez, that's a lot of stuff. Okay. When I said I ordered everything, I really think I ordered literally everything for this. I can't remember if I got Sundrop. I really can't remember. Right, so one of the first things you're going to get is a letter, like you do with Awaken Realms. We've got this kind of Nemesis Retaliation letter here. Let's see what it says. It says, welcome, dear backer, welcome aboard Marine. With your support, Nemesis Retaliation launched into the stars, one of the most successful board game crowdfunding campaigns of all time. Obviously, it was on GameFound. We designed Nemesis Retaliation to deliver the ultimate cinematic horror, action horror experience packed with tension, betrayal, adrenaline, and unforgettable moments. Thank you for believing in us. So suit up, lock and load, and prepare for retaliation. And there's just some QC quality control stuff there from Awaken Realms. Okay, so here we can see everything that you've got. I don't know if you want me to go through. I'm not going to go through all 15 boxes because some of the stuff is going to be, or however many boxes it is. Some of the stuff is probably not right to go through. We've got a number of packets of. Here we go. Sleeves. I've got sleeves. I've got all the sleeves I could ever need for Nemesis. I think I got it just for this game. I don't know, because my other copies of Nemesis aren't sleeved. Yeah, this must just be for this game, because there's not enough there to do all of the Nemesis games. My God, that's a lot of sleeves. I'm trying to think of the game. Oh yeah, Primal, the Awakening. I got that with the sleeves basically, and that took me like 4 days to sleeve it because there's thousands of cards. But you can see we've got all different sorts of packets of the Awaken Guard sleeves for Awaken Realms games. So we'll put them to one side because they are, whilst great for sleevers, potentially some of the least interesting stuff that you can get. Wow. We've got the Nemesis Construction Pack. We got the Zirians expansion. We've got acrylic tokens and stretch goals. We've got acrylic tokens and Sangravors and Zirians. We got acrylic tokens for the core box. Okay. We got Nemesis Lockdown acrylic tokens, and we've also got acrylic tokens for OG Nemesis as well. This is so good because, you know, my cardboard tokens in Nemesis, as you can imagine, one of my favourite games. It's taken a bit of a battering over time, so it's good to have some way to replace those. Oh, I've got more sleeves here. Yeah, more sleeves. What else have we got? We got the Nemesis Retaliation Support Squad expansion. So I believe it allows you to play as 2 completely new and exciting characters in Nemesis Retaliation. So yeah, we've got 3 high quality miniatures, 3 standees, 24 cards, 24 character tiles, and 2 plastic bases. Yeah, UAV operator, sharpshooter, and whatever the other one is, don't know. But yeah, we got those there. Oh, there's 2 characters, that's right, yeah. It says the core box is required. We have, the Nemesis Retaliation stretch goals, okay. 50 high quality miniatures, 6 double-sided character tiles, 40 plus tokens, and 220 cards. Oh, I don't know what that is, but it's big and it looks very, very scary. We have the Nemesis Retaliation Terrain Pack, okay? So this is kind of some of the terrain that we're going to be using in there. 37 high quality miniatures. We have things like doors and dead soldiers, guns. We'll have, various things in there. Looks like some, oh yeah, I know what that is. That's the land of the ship that comes to get you there, basically. It's one of the win conditions of the game if you can make it there. We have the Nemesis Retaliation Constructs Pack. Now, this is a must for me, and I think it's a must for any Nemesis, is that, as we know, if you played Nemesis, you know that kind of tracking, certainly in Nemesis and Nemesis Lockdown, it's different in Nemesis Retaliation. Tracking the health is a little bit difficult on the aliens. You can now put them in these bases, and they've got little places for your for the damage cubes to go in there. But we've also got things like the engines are in there. We got computers. We got the navigation system as well for original Nemesis. So this is going to be worth it for both Nemesis and Nemesis Lockdown. It's not necessarily a Nemesis Retaliation, but it is for Nemesis, and it kind of completes it there. If you're a painter, you're going to be in high heaven with what you get with all this stuff. Okay, then what do we have here? There's more stuff underneath. I don't know if you can see that. You open it up, and there's more stuff. We have the Nemesis Retaliation Sangravors expansion, okay? So unleash the chilling terror of the Sangravors expansion for Nemesis Retaliation, introducing a fearsome race of mind-controlling intruders. These cunning adversaries employ psychic abilities to manipulate, turning allies into foes in the shadowy corridors of your spaceship. With intricate new mechanics, brace yourself for a battle where every move could be your last. 45 high quality Sangravor models, 100 plus cards, 30 tokens. And look at this here. Oh, looks nice. I am running out of places to put this stuff because there is so much stuff. Okay, let's go down here now. Okay. So we got the Nemesis Untold Stories. So if you played Untold Stories, I think it was from original Nemesis, was it one in Lockdown as well, and maybe one in not Lockdown as well. It's a like little comic type thing that tells you there. You've got the Untold Stories for Nemesis Retaliation with some tokens on the back as well there, so you don't know what that does at this stage. We have a playmat. So I... post picking up Nemesis and falling in love with the game, I then picked some stuff for it. OG Nemesis, and one of those was a playmat for it when I ordered, when I pledged for Lockdown, I of course ordered the playmat for that, and I've done exactly the same here with Retaliation. We'll put that there. And then the reason that we're all here in the first place, almost the reason we're here in the first place, because underneath that there's another thing, which is the Nemesis Retaliation art book, okay? And then of course, the main reason we're here, the game itself, Nemesis Retaliation by Adam Kopinski, brought to us by, of course, Awaken Realms. Yeah, I don't think I did get Sundrop on this, so yeah, I don't think I got Sundrop on any of the others. Yeah, and you can see the whole layout is different. Yeah, so Nemesis Retaliation is kind of procedurally driven in terms of how the map moves around. Of course, in OG Nemesis and Lockdown, you're putting those tiles down and you flip them over to find out where you are, but it's on that kind of stable environment. Here on Nemesis Retaliation, you're kind of expanding as you go, basically. 50 high quality miniatures, 350 plus cards, 5 double layered character boards, 60 plus cardboard tiles, and 200 other components. So that is, at this stage, kind of the overview on what you get. What I'm going to do is I'm probably not going to open every box because I think you'll all get tired of that by the end of it, and the acrylic tokens and things like that are going to look very samey after a while. But I'll take this off the table. We'll start on looking at stuff, and I'll take you through kind of box by box most of the boxes and what you get in there. So bear with me, strap in. It's going to be bumpy, but my God, it's going to be a fantastic journey. Let's have a look at more Nemesis Retaliation. Okay, the first thing I've put out, and I hope you can see it on here, is the playmat. Now, it's a double-sided playmat. Around the edges, just here, you can see these outlines. This is where you're going to put the frame of the game itself, and various things are going to go onto there. That's one side. However, you could flip it over and have the other side, which kind of tells you how the corridors go together, as well as having the frame around the outside. Now, this is obviously suggested you're never going to fill all of these squares, but it gives you an indication on the total play size of the game itself. I will warn you, Nemesis Retaliation does take up a fair bit of table space, but it's a wonderful kind of dual-sided, is it stitched edge? Yeah, stitched edge neoprene mat. I must admit, I think I like the green side. Just thinking about kind of, you know, my experience with Alien and Alien type games, etc. I don't really associate green with it, so I think I like the green side there. So that's the playmat. Gives you an idea. I've got a fairly big table here, and it gives you an idea on exactly how much space you need, and then you have to fit your players around the side of this for a game of Nemesis Retaliation. It is fairly big. I'd say, I don't know, 2.5 foot by 2.5 foot, maybe something like that. I don't know. So let's have a look now, I think, at the core game itself. I mean, that's why we're here, is to understand the core game. So, can we all see that now? Apologise for the shininess on there. Obviously, it will. As soon as I take the cellophane off, I have overhead lights in the room where I'm recording. So as soon as I take the cellophane off, it will get rid of that. We've already looked at the back of this, so let's dig in. It's always a scary moment with the knife. Dig in and have a look at what's inside the core box of Nemesis Retaliation. Excuse me leaning across the camera. There we go. Fantastic. Okay. Right. So we take the top off. It's just black on the inside. Sometimes, you know, with board games you get a printed inside on there, internal on there, not there. We have the rule book itself. Now, I read the prototype rules, obviously from a PDF, etc. It was fairly similar in layout to this, and I must admit, it plays somewhat different to Nemesis, but also plays same-ish as Nemesis as well. There are some significant changes in the rules as well, so do make sure, that's my Yorkshire coming out, do make sure that you read the rules. I must admit, I did not find the rules to be that difficult at all, but I played Nemesis God knows how many times and Nemesis Lockdown so many times. So we're looking at some kind of 38 pages of rules, and you can see, I don't know if you can see this here, there's a little kind of little indicator bar about what you're reading there on the side of the pages. So it just lets you know exactly where everything is without flicking to an index or whatever, or the front and back of the book. Loads and loads of examples. Shooting has changed, definitely shooting has changed. Ammo is not the scarce resource that it was, but it also could be as well, depending on what you roll. So just be mindful of that. But yeah, that's the rule book. I must admit, I learned the game from a PDF when I had the prototype, and it's relatively straightforward. So hopefully it will be for you guys as well. A couple of good cheat sheets here, okay? We've got the room help sheet, tells you what all of the rooms do. And they're really useful. And of course, the objectives help sheet. Now, if you're playing solo, you're not generally going to play with objectives, but of course, if you're playing with other people, then chances are you are going to be playing with that. And a nice little thing there for game terms as well. So what they're trying to do, I know OG Nemesis and even Lockdown was kind of, people said it's good, but the rulebook isn't great and it leaves you hanging. It should have given more player aids, etc. They kind of fixed that here and give you these wonderful player aids to help you with everything. Be interesting to see if the bag drawer is on something or whether it's just in the book as well. So here we have, right, so this is kind of, the Queen operates very differently here as well. And it tells you what to do if the Queen is alive. You resolve noise in the corridor. Is that threat? I can't remember what that is. Oh, and bag development is on here as well. So bag development is front and center. You no longer flip into a random page in the book to understand what happens with bag development. And this is what happens when the Queen is dead. I think that's called threat. I could be wrong. We've got noise in the corridor and we've got this here and how to do bag development. It changes. This phase will change depending on whether the Queen is alive or dead. That is only thin card. I think you're going to put some. Do you put cards on there? I think you may put cards on there. I can't remember. It is only thin card. It might just be a reference sheet, but yeah, if it's game usable or using in the game, then it's nice to see some thick card with that. Right, let's just have a look at the player boards. The cardboard punch boards. That's the word I'm looking for. I'm not going to punch anything because, of course, I've got, it's kind of 11:30 at night here, and there's no way I'm going to be punching and sorting all this at 11:30 at night after I've finished this video. Right, so let's have a look at this. So these are the corridor tiles, okay? So, all right, so these are tokens for ammo, and there's other ones here as well. So these are corridor tiles, and there should be a little container that you put these in. You're going to pull these out randomly as the game progresses. Some will have doors on them, some won't have doors on them. You've got these numbers here as well, which reflect, I think, on your threat rolls. So you've got zeros and ones, etc. And you can see they are a good size thickness as well. So some nice quality. These are going to get used quite a lot throughout the game. And we have one, we have the twos, we have the threes, more tokens. These tokens become really useful, all right? So you're going to be using these tokens throughout the game, and the fours themselves. And some more fours. And then we can just start to see the frame of the board. So the frame is modular as it goes around the board. You're going to punch them out and put them together. And you've got various things like various sections of it, A, B, and C, and life support, etc. We've got, of course, the tokens for the aliens for the bag itself. That's another part of the board there. I've got the acrylic tokens. I will probably keep those in a bag just in case I lose any of the acrylic tokens. These are some of the room tokens here that you can see. And you can see there on the back you've got A and B there because it's going to tell you as you go play the game which ones to pull out. Life support, surgery, drill station, life support control, cooling system, server room. Here we go. Life support C, reactor, nest, escape shuttle, technical corridor, decontamination room. We've got the anti-aircraft here for the anti-aircraft guns. We've got some alien eggs here. There we go. Sprinklers control, shelter, emergency room, supply room, armory, door control, space cat first player marker. Undiscovered hibernatorium, and there you got the, it's the same. Security robot room, gunnery room, pressure control, alarm room, an experimental military lab, and then we've got the hibernatorium, so hibernation place, all part of the frame of the board itself there. Inactive anti-aircraft guns, hibernatorium, life support there, some door tokens down there. Of course, I've got the terrain pack, so that's okay. We've got more frames here to go around the board. That's effectively your timer, if you like that. So certain things happen on those stages. We have, there we go. I hate it when that happens. We have some thick cards for some of the characters. And I think, are these the, I can't remember what they're for. But yeah, we've got some thick cards there for some of the characters and some dials. You see, your player boards have dials on there because oxygen becomes a bit of a rare commodity during the game. You'll see that more as we go through the game itself. Right, so that's those there. Brilliant. Let's have a look at some of the miniatures that we get in the box. And so I'll just turn this around here. So we've got this first tray coming out. There we go. Now, when I had the prototype, these are kind of brittle 3D printed stuff, but let's have a look at some of these aliens here. Look at this, okay? And I used to be a painter. I'm not a huge painter. I have way too many games to paint now. But you can see some of the detail on this is really, really good for these aliens. And let me tell you, this has such a sense of everything's going okay when you start playing this game, and then all of a sudden things get bad really, really quickly, and they can come from everywhere for you. And some of the character builds here. So we can see here we've got a character, they've got like a little thing on their back there. They're carrying a gun. We have this character here that's got some kind of weird exoskeleton kind of claws, like Dr. Octopus type claws on them. We have this one here, which has got yeah, like a weird kind of bazooka thing going on. You can see that as it picked it up. Yeah, like a bazooka type thing going on. Good. We have this character just nonchalantly carrying their gun at their side. Get away from her, you bitch! Almost. I mean, it's not the same, but almost. I kind of think it's almost Ripley-esque in you know, as you get towards the end of Aliens. This time it's war. Here we go. We've got another one here. It's got a backpack of some sorts on. And this is a little two-part kind of robot that you're going to build. And this, yeah, this can help you in the game itself, basically. So you're going to build this robot. No, it's that way. Oh, no! Here we go. That's better. And build this robot. It's a little two-part robot, as you can see. And if you unlock the robot, it's going to have randomized things to do for you in the game. But you can see, there we go. It's a two-part build for the robot. And then we got some tiny things here as well. So these are, I don't know, are these like the bug things that get you when you become infected? So there's a bag full of these, as you can see. They're quite tiny builds, those. So if you are a painter, good luck with painting those. We got more bags of stuff up here. So what else have we got up here? Are these two parts? Yes. No? Oh, some slightly bigger ones here as well. Right, so we got these guys. Now, if you remember in Aliens, everything came in a plastic tray and it all had its place. It's not quite the same here. We've got these stuff is going to go in bags, and I don't know which I prefer. It was always a hassle putting things back in the tray if everything has space in the tray. So maybe bags are the way forward, but you can see the detail. I'm getting a bit too close there. You can see the detail on some of that. Excuse my fingernail. I had it removed a few months ago and it's just growing back now. I got bit by a cat. Not a space cat. We got this one here. Okay. You can see these with the long tails. I remember these coming at me in the as I was playing the prototype, and these just started appearing everywhere. What else have we got? We have kind of more a similar build. Yeah, they're just similar, just in a different configuration. They're slightly smaller, those. We've got a number of bags available. Look, I'm not going to go through them all because we'll be here all day looking at all the miniatures. Okay. So down here then, we have the player boards, okay? So these are the player boards, and you can see they're kind of a little bit more developed than the ones that we've had previously for the Nemesis games. And here is where you're going to put your oxygen dial. That it becomes really, really important that throughout the game, and making sure that you've got that as a resource is really good. Also, a different thing that's going to happen is when you kind of get your item cards or weapon cards, etc., you're going to put them down here. And as you get injured, you're going to move a cube along here. And it's going to tell you how effective those are, and it's going to make them less effective the more injured you are, which becomes really, really, really useful. Of course, you become too injured and you can die. And let's face it, we all know any Nemesis game is really not so much a game of survival. It's a game about how are you going to die, and what's the bad thing that can happen to you. Okay, all right, so we have some little trays down here, so this will be for some of the miniatures maybe, rather than kind of, might be tokens, that. Okay. slightly more developed plastic boards for your plastic holders for your player boards and the cards that you're going to put in there. Obviously, it's a solo game; it doesn't matter. But still keeping them in there. But as a multiplayer gamer, if you're playing with other people, you want to keep some of those cards secret. We've got a nice little Nemesis draw bag, yeah. And when I got my copy of Nemesis, I thought it was great. You know, a little draw bag, and the string came out literally the first game I played. The famous, the thing that will cause arguments and will cause people to shake their head in frustration and cry out in frustration at the end of the game. If you get infected, you can survive do all the objectives, survive the game, not get killed, and you can still lose the game because you're going to put your cards in there. You've got a little red reader, which you're going to read the cards. If you're infected at the end of the game, that's it, man. Game over, man. Game over. We got a little plastic standee thing. Don't know what that's for, but that was just floating around in the bottom on its own. Maybe it came out of a bag somewhere. There might have been a rip in a bag. We got some fire tokens. Oh, God, fire. Yeah, it spreads. It spreads. And sometimes this can cause such a snowball effect. Same with malfunction doesn't spread the same way, but the malfunction is another way that you can lose the game. We have the infamous noise tokens as well. You always want to eat these, don't you? They look like really nice lemon sweets. All right, so this is where the little standee thing will have come from. There'll be a little hole in that bag somewhere, maybe. And that's where the standee thing came from. We also have... yeah, that's making the dials. We have the various dice that we're going to look in the game. So you can see we've got a D1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, D10, a D8, 2 D8s, a D whatever, a D12, and 2 D6s in there. We've got a marker, so this is what you're going to use on the track, basically, the glass bead marker. And we've also got the damage cubes as well. All right. And then we have all the various cards here. Look, I'm not going to go through the cards, all right? But you can see there's all sorts of cards. You've got Sow Alert and Co-op mission tasks as well there. Exploration cards. Exploration cards are actually kind of how you progress the map. So let's see. I don't really want to open them. But they are. Here we go. We can look on the back of this one here. So the back of this packet, I don't know if you might not be able to read that. It says, remove the other objective from the game. To progress the objective choice track once and draw A accordingly. So A is the room tile that you're going to draw, and then put a corridor towards it. Okay, and that might be an objective. That might be an objective, not an exploration card. But exploration cards work kind of similar. They tell you what room tokens you're going to draw, whether it's A or B. There we have there's robot cards and all the item cards there, and there'll be here I should imagine is more item cards and the Queen Health Prime Blood. Excuse me, new mechanism makes the Queen very difficult to kill, all right? And the game state changes depending on whether the Queen is there or not. Look, so that's everything in the core box there. Really, really excited to jump into this. Let's now, I'll put this away, let's now look at some of the extras that we got in this all-in Kickstarter, all-in Game Fan pledge for Nemesis Retaliation from Adam Kopinski and brought to you by Awaken Realms. Okay, so next up I thought we'd look at the stretch goals. I have no idea what's in this. I know the campaign was on GameFound was obviously updated often and lots of things were unlocked. I have no idea what's in this because I don't keep on top of campaigns. So I backed it and literally forgot about it. But, you know, we had a look at exactly earlier what you get in there. But let's open this up and have a look at some of this stuff. Come on. There we go. Always hate using the knife. And of course, like when you get all these boxes of stuff, the main mission is going to be to try and break them down into as few boxes as possible. Awaken Realms, if you're watching this, what we need is a big box solution for all of Nemesis, basically. Man, imagine the weight of that thing. So maybe it's 2 boxes, who knows. Okay, so we got the stretch goals. What have we got? We got a bio-enhancement expert, and we can see some of the tokens there, and there's the bio-enhancement expert. The Contractor as well. So the Contractor works differently. So I think the Contractor takes on various roles, yeah? The Contractor's expansion allows characters from previous Nemesis installments to be used in Nemesis Retaliation. That's how you integrate the characters from other games. When playing as a Contractor, use the appropriate model from previous Nemesis titles or the base Contractor model from Nemesis Retaliation, so you can shop and choose there. It tells you what to do as you set it up there, yeah, as you set up the character there. We got the Insider expansion rulebook, okay? I have no idea what the Insider... There's another model and a standee. The Insider expansion introduces a highly variable story of the Insider, a woman trapped in the facility with her own goals. During the game, a random Insider story will be introduced, changing and adding new rules to the games. Characters will be able to progress any given story, sometimes fighting together with the Insider, sometimes against her. It only works Retaliation, no other version of Nemesis, with the exception of expansions featuring additional characters. I wonder if that works solo as well. No idea, absolutely no idea, but we'll see. We've got the Neo Flesh Cult expansion, so the Neo Flesh are in there, and yeah, these are some more crab-like monsters, and they did send this through with a prototype. I just never got to play the Neo Flesh because of time constraints. There's some different rules there, but pretty much like all Nemesis, you know, yeah, the various xenomorphs and various aliens that you introduce will change the way the game is played. Okay, we've got a new Queenies on the map and whatnot there, and more tokens. I'm going to leave these boards in there. Let's have a look at some of the miniatures that we get here. Now, I wonder if that's the Contractor. I don't know. We've got this model that's come on a green base already. Yeah. We have, this will be the Insider. You can see she's very kind of a corporate, shady-looking person. We have a Space Cat. Yay! Fantastic. Look at that. And here we have a brilliant Nemesis die. Look at this. Right, if ever anything deserved painting, it is this Nemesis die. I don't know if you use it in the game or whether it's just, excuse me, or whether it's just used randomly. But I know I'll be using it in other games. You can see on face number 3, you've got the face of a Space Cat coming through. Yes. We like this. We like this a lot. Slightly off there, though. Okay. It's got 2 number 4s on it. One number 4 there, and a number 4 there. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, it is. It should be that. Yes. My one bottom half is just a little bit squished on mine, and maybe that's just a production thing. Right, so it's not 6. It's not D6. It's got 1, 2, 3, and 4 on there. Right, not the end of the world in terms of that stuff. Jesus, more miniatures. Look, I'm not going to go through all the bags of miniatures, okay? As I said earlier, we'd be here all day for those. Another little random thing, but look at this thing here. Okay. So this must be from whatever they were called, the Neo Flesh Cult. The Neo Flesh Cult. Look at this thing. This is a fantastic looking miniature. Makes me want to get back into miniature painting when I see something like this. This just looks amazing. Look at it. And the level of detail on it is fantastic. Really impressed with that. Okay, let's have a look at just a couple of these then. We've got these crab-like creatures of the Neo Flesh Cult. Look at this. Okay, you see that? Look at them, ready to come, ready to attack you, ready to eat your brains. Some little more miniatures here. I'll just go through a couple of bags, and then it gives you an indication of what's included in the stretch goals. I don't think there's anything else under this tray, but the Neo Flesh, Cult of the Neo Flesh was obviously a stretch goal. Really interesting miniatures. Oh God, I think you could literally spend almost all year playing all of the Nemesisi, still not experience every kind of variation of the game that there is. We have some more cards then. We've got some more action cards here. We've got some life support. I don't know what they're for. Okay. Some more... all right, so that is kind of the choice cards of which character you're going to do, and then, no idea. cultists. There are some cultists in there. We've got this little thing here. It's a personal defense weapon. A bio-enhancement expert. We saw him. That'll be the guy in the green there. Okay. Then we have, the bio-enhancement expert cards. Oh, look at this. That's the lucky burst die rules. Once per round, before you roll the burst die, you may discard one action card to use a lucky burst die during this action instead of the standard burst die. Lucky burst die favours the high results. Okay, wow. Okay, so that's what that is. Then it's the lucky burst die. Okay, probably not a rule I'd want to do because it just feels like a bit of fun, but not necessarily something I'd want to do there. So that is everything that you get inside the stretch goals. Oh my god, I've done this wrong. Inside the stretch goals for Nemesis Retaliation. That is a lot of bloody stuff so far. And we are barely scratching the surface of stuff right now as well. I've literally got days and days of unboxing and sorting and packing and putting things in the right place and trying to consolidate down. Oh man, you know, it's one of those things that if I could pay somebody to come and do this for me, I would pay somebody to come and do this for me. But yeah, that's the stretch goals. Okay, still with me? We're now going to look at the Sangravores expansion. It is Sangravores, isn't it? Yeah. So look at this miniature. Looking forward to seeing what we get in here. It's going to be, obviously, variations on a theme on what we've seen already, but let's have a look at some of these builds and these models that you get in here and see exactly what you get inside the Sangravores expansion for Nemesis Retaliation. Okay. Right, off again with the shrink. Right, so, I mean, look at that artwork. That artwork, first of all, is stunning. I really like that artwork a lot. I don't know if you can see it in the light there, but that is beautiful, beautiful artwork. We have, guess what, more tokens to punch. Yeah, of course, more tokens to punch. I wonder if they're in the acrylic pack for Retaliation, or whether it's just the base game that's in there. We'll check that out in a bit, but maybe not. Maybe they aren't, okay? Now, you've got a king here, not a queen. Okay, again, got the king is alive with bag development, and the king is dead with bag development, telling you what to do and how to do things. We have the Sangravores expansion. Sangravores are intruders. When using this expansion, consider the term intruder. Yeah, that's the same, blah, blah, blah. Okay, and here we can see, it tells you how to play it and what they do differently as intruders. And that's what I like about these expansions, right? It's not... They're variations on a theme, so yeah, you're going to see more. It's going to play similar, but just enough to make it feel like you're playing a different game. And I'm sure people will have their favourites after a while as well. So let's just dip into here and see what we got in the Sangravores expansion. No new characters, of course, but we do have the king. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the king. I present to you the king. Look at this thing. And again, we're looking at some really, really nice detail on there as well. In terms of, if you're looking to paint this, then we've got these fantastically detailed models. You look at that. That looks great, doesn't it? Really, really impressed with that. Okay, then we got these things. Whatever they are, don't know. So Adam's also got a game coming out soon from Chaosium called Horror on the Orient Express, which I played a few times and again had the prototype for. I played it with Adam at Gen Con a couple of years ago. These look like the things that hang off the window on Horror on the Orient Express, but there's again some really nice details, very scary vampire looking things there, the Sangravores, and you've got the other models there. You can see, just show you that a little bit closer. The level of detail for painters. Bags and bags of stuff. Again, so yeah, I'm not going to go into these in too much detail. And then we have Tainted Blood for the Sangravore. Tainted Blood. Dun, dun. At the end of the round, unflip this card, so it must have something on the other side. We've got the various attacks there. This one, is this a king? I know it's sort of ghouls. Shadow attack, place one ghoul in the corridor, lose a life, health, or is that threat? I can't remember if that's threat or whether it's oxygen. Really can't remember. An exploration for Sangravore. So these exploration cards are really, really, really important, and they look like more monster attack cards. So that's the Sangravore expansion. Okay. Whew. We're getting there. We're getting there. There's more to do, and I will go through most boxes, but I don't see the point in repeating things like the like the acrylic tokens, because you're just going to see, obviously, massive variations there on more or less the same thing. Sticking with the expansions, we have in a smaller box here the Zirians expansion, and again this came through with a prototype. I don't think I didn't get time to play it there, by Mikhail Orach and Mikhail Lack. Okay, and it says, enter the world of the Zirians in this expansion Retaliation for Nemesis Retaliation, where a relentless hunter race joins the fray as a third-party faction. Okay, so let's just have a quick look at what we get inside the box for the Zirians. I think I'm pronouncing it right there, Zirians. I've got so much cellophane now to throw away in the morning. Fortunately, it's Saturday in the morning, and therefore the local tip will be there. Gonna dinky, if you'll forgive me the pun, a dainty rulebook indeed there for the Zirians expansion, and it tells you how they play differently. We've got some tokens there, Zirian item and some tokens and available allegiance. Yeah, those tokens have different things on the back. Got some cards for the Zirians as well. And more cards here, which is Zirian status cards. And then we go down to the little 3 miniatures that you get. We have a 2-colour miniature. There we go. You can see that there. She's got a kind of magenta something. I want to say cloak, maybe. I don't know. Could be a part of her anatomy. Don't know. Or their anatomy. It's their anatomy. There we go. We have this thing here with a stupidly big gun. Look at that. Massively, stupidly big gun. Fantastic. Excellent. And then we have this one here, which has also got a massively, stupidly big gun. That can't be practical. Surely, you know, is it a gun? Maybe it's not a gun. Maybe it's part of their anatomy. Could be part of their anatomy. Whatever. That's not practical. You can't go in your pocket for change if you got something like that there. You cut your legs. so yeah, there we go. That's what you get in the Zirians expansion for Nemesis Retaliation. Nice quick expansion one there. We've got one more expansion to do, and then I can show you some of the other stuff as well there. So that's the Zirians expansion. Tiny box. Tiny box. Okay, I think this is the final expansion, and it's a support squad expansion here. And it allows you to play 2 completely new characters in Retaliation. So it's just additional characters. I don't know, it may not have been a stretch goal, this might have been, it may have been a stretch goal, should I say. It might have been something that you just order or comes as part of the kind of all-in pledge that I backed. Slightly different layout with the rest of the boxes. This, of course, you're just going to incorporate these into the game itself, which you can imagine for storage in the game itself. Here we go. That's everything there. So we have the support squad expansion. You've got the UAV operator and whatever the other one was called, can't remember. We'll have a look at that in a second. There's additional rules for the UAV operator there. Oh, there we go. UAV operator and sharpshooter. There we go. And if you want standees, they've got those there. But we do have some minis for it. So this is the UAV operator. Obviously it's a drone operator, yeah, and we do have a drone mini that goes with them. Rather nice drone mini. There we go. And they will obviously be deploying, the UAV operator will be deploying that. Then we have the sharpshooter. When I first saw it, I thought my gun was bent, but it's not. And you can see there we've got the sharpshooter. Now, I don't know about you, but when I tend to play kind of FPSs, etc., I tend to like to be somebody who's got a sharp shooting ability or a sniper rifle of some sort. So you're not really focusing on that, so I do apologise. But yeah, you can see, there we go. You can see detail on the sharpshooter there. Not much more to show you, some rings and some cards, and as I say, those will generally, I should imagine, just go inside the main box anyway. So that is the final expansion of everything that came with Nemesis Retaliation, the all-in pledge. Bloody hell. Right, it's just turned midnight here, and I think I've been doing this, you'll only see obviously a trimmed down version of it, but I've been setting this up and getting this ready for about nearly 2 hours now. One thing I forgot to do was have a look at the Nemesis Retaliation Untold Stories. So I'm not going to go into too much detail in this. Let's just take, because I want to keep these tokens in this bag for the time being until I understand what I'm going to do with it. But let's just have a look at the books that you get with it. Oh, there's an errata there. Okay. Okay, so we got an errata and a fixed card for it. We have a campaign sheet. That's good that they've found that in production before shipping and managed to do that. So there we go. We got the story, Untold Stories there, which you are going to place. Here we go. Can you read that? Maybe not. There we go. Resolve the standard setup from the rulebook with the following changes applied. Place the command room face up on the right side of the hibernatorium so that it connects to corridor 004. Do not resolve steps blah blah blah. Do not place the universal marker. And do not resolve step 2. And then you're going to go through that book and you're going to look at that artwork again. Bad stuff is going to happen to you. So as I say, I'm going to leave all that in there because there is the kind of loose looking tiles that you get. There's the cards in there and the campaign sheet. But that is, and I'm sure you imagine you'll be able to print those campaign sheets off. Look, you just play a name. Yeah, relatively straightforward, nothing too bad. Make your own, and somebody will probably do a bloody app for it as well. But that is the Untold Stories expansion. Okay, so here we have all of the acrylic tokens that came in the all-in pledge. We have the Nemesis acrylic tokens. We have the Nemesis Lockdown acrylic tokens. The base game Nemesis Retaliation acrylic tokens. We have the acrylic tokens for the stretch goals. And we have the acrylic tokens for the Sangravors and the Zirians. So I think that is literally all of the acrylic tokens. Look, I'm pointless opening 5 boxes to show you variations on the theme here. So with the fact that it's Nemesis Lockdown, let's just look at the Nemesis Lockdown acrylic tokens, because the rest I've obviously got to find time to unpack them, get my gains of Lockdown and an OG Nemesis out, and then replace the tokens in the bags with the acrylic tokens. This is nice. This is nice. Okay. Yes. Yes. So, as I mentioned in Lockdown, and you saw the cardboard tokens, tokens are going to play a fairly substantial part in what you do. You're going to gain tokens, you're going to spend these tokens, okay? And we can see here that we have these are the, are they medic? Are they, yeah, I think they're health, those, yeah? You've got the health tokens there. We have, yeah, we have the grenade type tokens here, okay? So you see those. Got the grenade tokens. We have the ammo tokens, which are these things. And yeah, so they are double-sided, right? So you're kind of full ammo, and then you're down to half ammo, your final ammo. And depending how you roll, that could last a while, it may not last at all. And then we have the oxygen tokens. Oxygen is such a thing in this game, right? So you've got to turn that life support on to get your oxygen ready, because if your oxygen runs out, you lose the game. And nice quality tokens, those. And we've got these blue tokens. These are for something. Oh, a very specific thing in the game. Shield tokens, I think they are. And then we've got the actual tokens that you're going to put in the bag. Now, there's no new bag in here, so they don't come with things like a you know, a new, like a felt bag or anything like that. But these are going to replace the cardboard tokens that you've got in the game. So, you know, if you're like me, you know, as I say, my OG Nemesis has had some wear and tear over the years, but these, like, are they heat printed? They could well be heat printed on there. So think Too Many Bones dice. They're not stickers, they're heat printed. I think they're heat printed on there. So hopefully they're going to last a lot longer. Yeah, really nice. Nice, not too heavy, but a nice weight to them there. So as I say, in here we got variations on that theme for everything else, for all the other tokens that you get with the game. Look, oh, sorry, just knocked my mic there. Let's, one more token pack. All right, let's just have a look at the OG tokens, because I'm really interested in what you get in this. Here we go. Right, it is just tokens there, obviously, yeah. And there's going to be certain tokens that will put the fear of God into you. So we've got the kind of dead alien and dead astronaut tokens, and then we have all of the other tokens that go. We've got the warning tokens on there, etc. And yeah, that's right. And somewhere amongst there, we will have things like the Queen. You've got the lava there, and in here. Yeah, we've got the blank token at the top, but somewhere in there is obviously the Queen token. That gives you an indication on what you get for OG Nemesis. Let's say we've got the lockdown pack. Oh, there is a fancy bag. I wonder if that was... No. All right, so there's a fancy bag with this, but there isn't a fancy bag with the... Yeah, there isn't a fancy new bag with the acrylic tokens for Retaliation. And there we go. Look, that's the acrylic tokens that you get with the all-in pledge. Right, a few more boxes to go. Okay. So now we're going to look at the constructs and the terrain. I've grouped these together because, of course, they are they are similar things. Let's start off with the kind of OG constructs here. So this is the stuff that you're going to add to Nemesis, OG Nemesis, and you're going to add to Lockdown at the not at the same time, Lockdown as well, if you're playing those games. So let's do this. I'm glad my wife's gone to bed. There's so much trash in this room right now. Okay. Oh. Nice. I think this is the only one that comes with a packing solution. I appreciate that all the same. It may be nice to get that in some of the other ones as well. Okay. Nice. So if you remember in Nemesis, you have to check the engines, all right? And you're generally just like shuffling these stacks of engines and putting them underneath. This is a two-part engine construct here. So what you can do is you put your engine token underneath with it just showing there, whether it's working or not, whether it's operational or not, and yeah, you're going to put that there. And hide that there, really nice again as well. Really will help people. Look, people have been really creative with Nemesis, of course they have. You see some of the 3D player boards that are out there, and if I had the skills and I had the time, I'd love to be able to do something like that. This is the Mars rover. Yeah, I think this, no, it's not. I don't know what that is. Can't remember what that is. But yeah, we can see another two-part one there. I want to say it's from Lockdown. I could be completely wrong. It could be from Lockdown. Might not be. We have the central computer now. This is where you're going to, it's just a spot on the board as it is at the moment in the real game. Sorry, there we go. It's a spot on the board in the real game as it is at the moment. But that is kind of where it looks right now, and we can see it's got some nice detail on that. And this is where you're going to put kind of your your what they called the cards in Nemesis. You decide whether you're going to Earth or which planet you're going to, etc. That you may want to change. And then we have these things, which are the computers. So you'll know. Why is that not tracking? There we go. So you will know what the computers. Oh, sorry. Just bleak out on your board exactly where the computers are. There we go. Yeah. Okay, sorry if it's just gone a bit blurry. For whatever reason, my camera's just decided that it wants to track in a slightly different way. It's a new camera, so I'm still getting used to it. Nice. Okay, this is what I'm looking forward to, right? So these are your bases for your models. And as I say, in OG Nemesis, one of the issues that you got on OG Nemesis, and certainly in Lockdown, is just understanding or tracking exactly where the which bad guys and which enemies, which Xenos or intruders, whatever you want to call them, have got damage. This allows you to put them on the base and track that through and through. So that's good. I'm really happy about those because that has always been a bit of an issue with Nemesis. And we've got these things, which I think, I don't know, corridors? I don't know. Yeah. I should know what they are. I can't remember off the top of my head, but you got these things as well. And there's a number of those. And that's it for the not terrain pack, the construct pack, whatever it's called. The construct pack, yeah, really nice addition that. And if you do play Nemesis in Lockdown fairly frequently, then it is the kind of thing that's going to help you just add a little bit more theme to your game as you play it. So let's have a look at the terrain pack now. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so this is a terrain pack for Retaliation. What you're going to need, right? Give yourself, if you're adding all this stuff to your game, your terrain and all the other additions that you get with it, give yourself plenty of time to set up. Make sure that once you have set the game up, you've got a place to put all the boxes as well, because it will take up a lot of time. I've got a fairly big room here when I play some of my games, and still when I play a game like Nemesis, even solo, it takes up a lot of table space and a lot of space in the room itself. So we have another indication on where things go for the terrain pack for Retaliation. Okay, so these are some of the miniatures that we've got there. There we go. We got this dude. I don't know who that is. We have various dead people, right? That one's slumped against a computer, maybe. This one's just, as we all expect from Nemesis, there's always somebody kind of propped at a right angle, slumped on the floor. There's a number of those. We have the anti-aircraft guns here. We have, what else do we have? It's another robot construct, that I think, yeah. Is it? That looks like a two-part thing. I don't know where that goes. Does it go there? Or maybe it's just to make your robot look different. Here we go. Maybe these are just things to make your robot look different. Yeah, I don't know, Let's see what it says. Oh, no, there's more stuff down there. Okay. We've got... no idea. No idea. I'll work out what they are and how they work in a bit. But they've got attachments like you have on the robot. So I think it's just to give your robot some flavouring, maybe. I don't know. I could be completely wrong. And then we got these things down here. Oh, come on. There we go. So we have doors. Open or closed. That's a nice idea, isn't it? Eh? And of course, nothing stops you using them in other Nemesises as well. I do have the door packs for original Nemesis. Or is this the anti-aircraft? Maybe this is the anti-aircraft gun. I think you put a card under there. I don't know. Can't remember off the top of my head. But that's the anti-aircraft gun. Look at that. We have the lander, the dropship that's potentially going to come and save you if you get there in time. If not, it's just going to take off and nuke it from orbit. Nice detail on that. We have some eggs. Excellent. Some eggs in there. And then we have these things, which are things. And these will go on the map somewhere and do things. I think these are... it's your life support system. So these are your life support system markers, basically, these, yeah. And they're going to go on the map. And that's it. That is... Whew, all that stuff done. I think the only thing left to show you now is going to be the art book. And the final thing to show you is the art book. Now, generally not something I would buy is an art book because it's probably just going to go on a shelf and not get looked at. But, it came as part of the pledge, I think. I don't think I paid extra for this, so I think it came as part of the pledge. I always like it. They're fine. It's just not something I generally need. I've got them for a few games and I don't think I've really looked at that many. But yeah, some wonderfully, if you're looking for a tattoo, some really nice art in here for things like tattoos, if you like this artwork. But, it is just an art book. Oops, sorry, not the camera then. It is just an art book. There's nothing, no kind of narrative, doesn't add any gameplay experience whatsoever. It's a nice addition to it. Look, that's it. I think I've taken you through more or less everything, bar a few acrylic packs, individual acrylic packs, of what you get in the all-in pledge for Nemesis Retaliation, designed by Adam Kopinski and published by Awaken Realms. Wow, it's a lot of stuff. Is it too much stuff? I mean, obviously it is. You could play, you don't need the terrain packs, you don't need the acrylic tokens, etc. You don't need half the stuff that you probably get with this. I'm glad I got it because in terms of Nemesis, I want to be a completionist for it. That is a lot of stuff, and it will take me years to kind of dent this in terms of adding other stuff to it because, Nemesis is a long game to play. I have other games to play. I'm so glad I've got this because ultimately, like I've done with OG Nemesis, like I've done with Lockdown, I do find the time over a couple of years to kind of throw in some of the expansions and try different stuff. there is a hell of a lot of stuff. The key aim is going to be trying to reduce this down into as few boxes as possible. I don't have access to 3D printing. I don't have any of that fancy stuff that people do. I have zero design skills as well. So I'm going to probably go and crib off some of these ideas that I see on BGG, who's managed to kind of condense most of this down. I'm really happy with this. It wasn't cheap. Of course it's not cheap, and I think it was, I don't want to say, but it was quite expensive to go for the all-in. But I'm more than happy to do that because I really enjoyed the Nemesis experience that much, and I think that was solidified for me when I was fortunate enough to get kind of access to the prototype a few months ago. But I am looking forward, I'm massively looking forward to getting this back to the final version back to the table. But it is a lot of stuff. I've got to somehow convince my wife that I can find space for this as well. At the same time, I've got a hefty trip to the tip in the morning to try and get rid of some of the cellophane, etc. that's here. I thought about putting all of the boxes on the table for this end bit, but you know what? It's 12:40, it's gone midnight, it's nearly 1 o'clock in the morning. I've been doing this for about 3 hours now and I'm tired and I want to go to bed. But that hopefully gives you a great overview on everything that you get for Nemesis Retaliation from Awaken Realms and designed by Adam Kopinski. I'm a huge Nemesis fan. This is like, it's like a second Christmas for me. I'm really excited to try it, and, hopefully at some point in the next few years, I'll get around to trying most of the expansions and various ways to play it. But yeah, amazing production quality. Way too many boxes. Stuff to the gills with stuff that you may not need and never use. And probably a cautionary tale in picking and choosing what you order off Kickstarter rather than going for the off GameFound, or Kickstarter should I say, rather than going for the all-in. But sometimes for ease, we just press that all-in button. GameFound make it very easy with the ability to spread payments as well. But yeah, that's it. Look, I'm tired. You're sick of the sound of my voice. This has been an amazing experience for me. I've got a big smile on my face. I've got no time to play any of this because I go to America in a few days for board game related, for something. No time to play any of this for a couple of weeks, but trust me, I'm going to make space for this. Thank you very much for watching this. My name's Mark. This is Not Board Gaming. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Check out our other videos. Drink lots of water before you go to bed because your voice is going to go hoarse like mine. And one final thought, if you can't find anyone else to play with, then there's nothing wrong with playing with yourselves. Until next time.